My serious game is called Third World Farmer. The point of this game is to make people aware of the problems of undeveloped countries and to motivate them to make a positive social change. In the About section of the Third World Farmer website, they say just like real people are dying from starvation in desperate situations that they never asked to be put in, all it takes for things to go wrong in this game is one bad harvest, an unfortunate encounter with corrupt officials, a raid by guerrillas, a civil war, a sudden fluctuation in market prices, or any of many other game events that might never happen to families in industrialized countries. Before you start the game, it shows you a quick outline on what to do to play this game. It says buy crops from the upper left menu, place them in your fields, and press the play button when ready for the next turn. So I'm going to click play right now and begin the game. At the start of your game, it shows you your family right here and your home. The top right corner shows the money you have right now, and this is the turn that it is. It's my first turn, so it's because I've just started the game. In the left corner, these are the things that you want to purchase to set up your farm, such as crops, animals, tools, things such as barns, wells, and sheds. And these are the 5 things that you need to win the game, which consist of communications, infrastructure, school, hospital, representative, and crop insurance. If you get all of these, then you win the game. As you can see, they definitely cost a lot more money than which does everything else. But now I'm going to start the game. So as right now I only have 50 bucks. So I'm going to start off with buying crops. Buy some corn, some cotton, and 2 more. Actually, I'm going to buy a peanut. Those are my crops. I'm going to click play. Goes through the rest of the months of the year. And then it shows your annual report. Right here in the top left corner it shows the event of the year, which is a civil war. So shortly after you harvested, civil war breaks out in your country, trying to stay out of trouble. You are plundered by both sides, leaving you with very little when the conflict is finally settled. You lose some crops, livestock, tools, structures, and living costs increase this year. This just shows some of the struggles that third world farmers deal with yearly. And in the top right corner they show the summary, and it says I now have 64 bucks, and I still have only 4 original family members, so they're staying healthy. Shows my crops and my yield per crop that I made, the crops total, my livestock, which I don't have any yet, and spendings and earnings, and I have a total of $64, so I've earned 14 bucks. Now I'm going to go on to my next year. So $64, I'm still going to just plant crops as of right now. Get some cotton and some wheat. Click play, goes to the years again. Now I'm back to my annual report. So this is a good season. The weather has been sunny with lots of light rain, so all crops, livestock in the region have thrived. Harvest yields more than expected. So now I have $165, so I definitely increased a lot there. Again, my crops, my livestock, my spendings and earnings. So I'm going to go on to the next year. I'm going to plant some more crops to just get it going right now, as of right now. As you can see, I got about twice as many crops this year because of my income from the good weather season last year. So I'm going to play and see what the outcome this year is. So even though this is a good year, it says I still have sickness in a family member and is infected with a deadly disease. So I spent a lot of my savings and expense on medicine, on foreign medicine. I now have $331, so it did increase in money. And here's my crops again, my livestock, what I spent on. And now I'm going to go on to the next year. So this year, now that I have a lot more money, I'm going to try to set up my farm a lot better. I'm going to buy my shed and a well. Then I'm going to buy a pig. Me says they have medium income, so I'm trying to invest in one of those. And I'm just going to do more crops. So I'm at the annual report again, and I now have $150, so I'm going to start it up again. I also grew a lot of wheat that year, and that's unfortunate that there was poor weather conditions this year. They killed off all the wheat fields in the area. This also shows just how one bad harvest can affect my spendings and earnings. Now I'm on to my 5th turn. I'm still going to just try to supply my family with money by planting crops. Here's the annual report, and for the event of the year, it says that market prices drop. This year's harvest has been alright, but a drop in global market prices has forced everyone in your part of the world to accept ridiculously low prices for their goods. This actually has a lot to do with my issue. My issue is that small farms in developing countries are negatively affected by global trade rules, while these rules protect big farms in rich countries. And I'm trying to argue that developing countries should be given benefits to protect small farmers and to develop their isolated areas. And that I'm also trying to argue that these farmers should overall earn a greater income from their hard work over the years. But now I'm going to go on to the next year. So I click play. $64, so I'm just going to buy crops again. Some cotton, wheat, corn, and play. So here's my annual report, and I only have $52. Cotton harvest failed, so I failed on that. I'm actually playing a lot of cotton that trial, so now I'm going to go on to the next year. Actually, up here, I'm going to see if I can sell anything, because this is not doing well with money, in terms of money right now, so I'm going to sell my well right now, and my pig. Now I have $142. I'm just going to buy a lot of crops this year and try to make profit off of that. Now I'm back to my annual report, and I did alright this year. You know, I have sickness in the family. Still $136, 3 family members, so I'm just going to continue on and try to make more money as of right now. This is what I planted this year. I have 5 cotton plants, peanut plants, and 3 corn plants. Now I'm going to go on to the annual report. So I'm at the annual report right now, and shows me that the cotton harvest has failed. Just unfortunate for me, because I actually planted a lot of cotton that year. Tells me I only have $44 left as of right now. And again, I'm going to go on to the next year. This is my next year's annual report. So I only have $20 now. I'm actually going to end this game right here and show you my the other part of my other game, which I actually won, and show you like the differences between succeeding and failing in this game. This is my new game in Third World Farmer. So you can see I have a lot of livestock here. I have money tools to help me with my farming. All 4 family members are healthy and alive. I also have a school which helps my family have a cheaper education. It makes it easier to attain because it's so nearby. Also, a hospital which keeps my family healthy. In this left corner, I have like my barns, my wells, and my shed, which actually help my livestock just stay healthy. To get to earn this much money, didn't really do many things different for my first game. It was just more about getting lucky and having good weather and overcoming other problems and adversity. As you can see, I have 5 out of the 6 things you need to win in this game, which consist of communications, which I have right here, the roads, which just help bring lower crop prices because of more consumers. Got my school, which I showed you, and my hospital, and this is my representative, just very helpful. Now all I need to buy is my crop insurance. Once I get this, I win the game. So I'm just gonna win the game right now. Let's go right here. It's 125 for crop insurance, and I have $640, so I'm fine. So buy the crop insurance. Hint: when the last of the projects from the menu has been built, the game ends on the following turn, and you win. Your final score is calculated. Buy a project in the game. Buy it. So now it says game over. It says congratulations, you have managed to provide your family and local area with a much better future. You endure the hardships of third world farming for an astonishing 13 turns. I think I just try to tell us here how hard it is to survive and keep your family from surviving in such a tough area with all those problems going on, and how tough it is to just grow crops and be a farmer in that area with less supplies. And TWInside.org talks about one of my main issues, which is about low salaries and unfair global trade rules. They talk about how the AOA allows the rich countries to maintain or even increase their very high domestic farm subsidies and to keep much of their export subsidies. Developing countries are constrained by lack of funds and by the rules to match these subsidies. The AOA is actually what it actually stands for, the Agreement on Agriculture. The solution to this problem is to revise the Agreement on Agriculture to correct the imbalances. Twinside.org tells us that these periphery countries should be given special treatment. This would help the development of small farmers in the third world countries. Another quote from Twinside.org is, to protect small farmers and promote rural development, developing countries should not be asked to reduce their bound tariffs on food products further, but be allowed to raise the tariff levels if they are threatened by cheap imports. I think that there should be an alliance formed by core countries to help these periphery countries to become more developed, so that these underdeveloped countries can become more developed and influence trade rules and regulations. There are also actions that we can take to address these problems that I bring up. There's always opportunities to donate to people who live under these poor conditions. Some ways to do this is to visit the organization and relief agencies that deal with these problems. The link below actually has some of these organizations and relief agencies. It is actually located on the thirdworldfarmer.com, which is the game I just played. It's in one of the sections in the top right corner. So if you just go to this link below, you'll find several organizations and relief agencies that deal with these problems of fighting the problems of the poor and just underdeveloped countries and how to help them. And there's different ways in which people like us can get involved in just to help people in undeveloped countries.